Hey, Garrett. I think you have a good idea here that education is a path that would make sense for acting on this problem. And it makes sense that if someone knows something's bad for them, they might use it less. You asked if the paper were engaging. If I would say yes, you've got a topic that's engaging, so it's not going to be an issue. You did ask also about how to make the paper better, so here's some next steps to take. I wasn't clear about what exactly the action was. This paper, you mainly went back over the problem. So for starts, I was not clear about the thesis statement, actually, so maybe I should put that in here. The thesis, parents or kids. I wasn't clear. You said if kids knew, so therefore we need to talk to their parents. So is your point that you need to reach parents to reach their kids? If you could clarify that, that would help. I was wondering as I was reading the paper, does anybody already have an education program about porn in schools or something? If so, how does it work? What have been the results? I would do your best to see what's already out there and ask a librarian if you don't find information quickly and easily on that. So yeah, if someone's already doing something, you can just say, hey, let's go do it like this. It'll help. Then, if you need to make up your own stuff, because no one's doing anything like this yet, then go for it. And we need more detail about the plan here, Garrett. So who would you be receiving this education? Are you going to try to reach parents or teens, for example, or someone younger? Where would it happen? Are you talking about in the high school, in the junior high, in the elementary school? Are you talking about having billboards? How on earth would you reach parents? That would be really tricky, though very worth doing if you could manage it. What information would the education include? Are you going to give them statistics about how addictive it is? Are you going to give them information about how the people being portrayed are often being trafficked, so you're actually contributing to sex trafficking? What information do you think would be most effective and helpful? What age do you want to present it at? What format? Are you going to have some sort of videos? Are you going to have teacher lectures? What do you want to do? How much time do you think the program will take? Just 1 or 2 class periods, a week, or what? Okay, so all that kind of information would go into an action paper. What exactly is the action? Then, more research. So that goes back to this whole thing of talk to a librarian, if you are wanting to get some more help. And watch out for sources that are not peer-reviewed. So you have one that's from an EDU site, and you're telling me it's a PhD writing it. I would still not use that site, though. I would go for, if Mr. Jeff Loeb has something in a peer-reviewed journal, then sure, quote him. But otherwise, I wouldn't, because people can throw up any sort of stats on their EDU websites, and I would just be careful about accepting it unless you know for sure it's peer-reviewed. Okay. And here's another move you could make. If you could show that there's been some sort of education about porn somewhere in a school and, students reported that they quit using porn after it or, whatever kind of information you have, great. What you want is evidence that the plan is likely to help anything. But if you can't find anything about this education in particular, you might argue from analogy. So, for example, there used to be a bigger drug problem among teenagers than there is now. And there's different factors that might be contributing to that. Some people say they're just addicted to their phones now instead, which is interesting. But that was correlated with a bunch of education in schools about the dangers of cocaine and so forth and so on. So if you say, look, when kids learn something's bad for them, they actually do respond and quit doing it. Here's the evidence of that. And then you could say, so if we let them know porn was bad for them too, maybe they'd lower their rates of doing that also. So that's just another argument you might try out. Okay, so you got 3 out of 4 on this one because it still didn't really have hardly any information about the action. It was mostly about the situation. But keep working on your next one. I'll be happy to help you. And yeah, you know where to find me.